So, you've made the decision on the drive to the drop zone and then while on the ground, based on winds aloft and what your eyes can see and what your body can feel, that it's okay to get on the airplane. Now you've started climbing to the airplane, you've gotten to the door. What do we do when we actually get to the door of the airplane to spot the aircraft to make sure it's okay and safe to get out? Most airplanes have 3 or 2 lights, right? 3 lights usually means red light is we're on jump run or about 2 minutes away. Yellow light typically means that it's open the door and then begin the spotting process, like the fine tuning. And the green light means the pilot has given us the okay, but is it actually okay to get out of the airplane? That's where spotting comes in. Some of the patterns I've noticed over the last few years that are infuriating is people just yelling out ground speed and yelling out times in between sticks for people to exit. And then me watching people go 2,000, 3,000, and counting with their fingers without ever actually looking out of the airplane. And that's crazy. That's some absurdity, or that's an absurdity. So when you get to the door of the airplane and you're actually spotting to get out of the airplane, green lights come on, you're ready to go. The important parts of the spotting process, there are 4 big things. Number 1, what direction are you flying? It's very important to know what direction you are actually flying on jump run and not what the piece of paper on the ground says, because you need to know what direction you're exiting so that you can turn perpendicular to jump run so that you're not going to move across someone else's line of flight and you're going to be in free space. So 1, direction. Which direction are we flying? 2, anybody getting out of the airplane should be 45 degrees off the tail, giving us roughly 1,000 feet of horizontal separation. And you do that by actually watching them leave and then watching until they're 45 degrees off the tail. It's super important to keep your eyes on the people in front of you, because it's really, really, really valuable information to know if a tracking group got out in front of you, if they're tracking underneath the airplane and up jump run, if someone had a premature deployment, if someone went unconscious on exit. All of these things are, 1 in a millions that we still need to know if they happen. And we only do that by watching the groups in front of us. Again, another pet peeve is when people are like, it's 5 seconds. That matters if everything's perfect and nothing changes and the group sizes are small. But as soon as you have an 8-way skydive, that time doesn't fucking matter anymore. And the most important part of your spotting is the visual process of watching them exit and go and drift to a proper set of horizontal separation, which is 45 degrees off of the tail. Next, we make sure that we're over the drop zone, right? We're reasonably close to where we need to be, and we can see the drop zone so we know that the spot is actually good. And finally, we make sure we're not going to hit anything. Clouds, airplanes, helicopters, other skydivers, whatever the fuck, pterodactyls might be in the air. So we know what direction we're going, 45 degrees off the tail, the exit separation is good, I'm over the drop zone, and I'm not going to hit anything. That's the proper way to spot. And at that point, it's okay to get out. Next note, practice your fucking exits. When it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go, not set up in the door and try your tube exit setup that you've never practiced before. Now you're just burning time. So also part of expediting the exit process is practicing your exits on the ground before you actually get to the door to skydive. And now you fucking know.